Welcome back, this is Raktar, and today I'm going to be playing some more Super Mario Galaxy 2, not the first one. As you can see, I'm back at Starshine Beach Galaxy getting the climbing the cloudy tower thing. Now, I'm going to point out right off the bat, the editing is going to be very weird in this episode, and so is the commentary. As you can see, I instantly cut to me just switching out to Luigi, and the reason I did that is because guess what? I'm not playing this as I'm commentating, because you can reset my technical error counter back to 0 days without a technical error, because the other day I decided I was going to clean out the fans on my computer. And when I did that, and I hooked everything back up, I forgot to set my default mic back to my microphone, and basically I recorded a whole 2 episodes without actually using my microphone, so I had no audio, but I had all the video, and I had saved the game, so I was like, I gotta do something. By the way, you may notice a bunch of shit just happened, so, like I said, the editing was gonna be weird in this. So, what happened there was, firstly, I noticed that there was a leaf boat, and so I took the leaf boat over here, and then secondly, I noticed that you had to go underwater to get to the top of this tower. And so I decided just like to show that. And so basically what's funny is what I cut out was all the parts where usually I'm like wandering around trying to figure out how to get the star, but I'm also talking while doing so. Well, since there's no talking, I was like, I should probably just show the most efficient path to get to the star. Now, what makes that really funny in these sorts of videos is that, like, it makes the commentary really interesting because I can't commentate on what I'm actually doing because I'm not actually doing it as I'm doing it. But yeah, so basically the idea is I just cut to the most efficient paths, and what's really funny is I think in this episode, I am going to end up with 6 whole stars all in one episode, because when I cut through all this shit without the bullshit, there's just so much star getting. But yeah, as you can see, I got that. Like, you're gonna be blown away by all the stars I get in this episode. It's just crazy paisy, and I think I stupidly, when I was editing it, it's not too late to change it. Nope, it totally is. I was about to say, I think when I was editing it, I showed all the scenes where I get the stuff. Oh no, I kept this one in because, yeah, he tells me that now there's a little cloud on the starship that I can totally go, can float around, I can get to the little Yoshi Island, but then I head off to the Chomp Works Galaxy. And this one, I don't switch to Luigi. This one was actually kind of interesting to edit. As you can see, we're getting the star where chomps are made of gold. So obviously these chomps are blingin' ballers. They don't give a fuck, because they've already got the dollars. And anyways, yeah, so I come down on this galaxy. Once again, you're gonna notice weird ass cutting. Because I just I went straight to it, went straight through it. By the way, this is an interesting... One of the things about this map is they do something that I absolutely love in video games. And that is, they teach you what you need to do here by forcing you to do it in a non-related sort of a way. So basically, yeah, you see that when you stand on those platforms, they go down. And the idea behind that is they're showing you that you need to, but how they force you to do the right thing is they make it so you can't get up this platform just by jumping, which, as you can see, I stupidly try to get up it by jumping anyway, because I'm like, fuck that shit! I'm Raktar, I do whatever I want. But once I realize that, I come up the human normal way, and here's where I think the level design is really neat, is they force you to step on these platforms so you know that when you step on the platforms, they are going to go down, and that teaches you how you're going to get these chomps past the thing down here, because once you head down the slide, which I took a minute, I was like, what do we do now? What do I do now? And I forgot to cut this out. But yeah, once you go back down this little slide right here, I was sort of like, oh, so the chomps are all going to be stopped by this. And then, like I said, the game forced you to go through a part that showed you that you're supposed to stand on the thing. And so you just stand on the thing, and at first I couldn't figure it out because I was stupid, so I tried to talk to that guy in hopes that he would teach me the ways of the Force. But then I realized, oh, the game is just going to show you the way of the Force automatically. So, once again, just a neat little thing where the game sort of, I don't know, really good game design. Always something I love to see in video games is when they teach you to play, but they don't have to have anybody tell you. Because sometimes in this game, and in a lot of games, they sort of rely on the fact, or they sort of rely on the game, like, telling you exactly what to do, and in that part I thought it was really neat that the game doesn't just, like, spell it out for you, they make you figure it out yourself. By the way, the reason I stood there is because I was like, what's gonna happen to that little like in my original commentary that didn't get recorded, I was like, what's gonna happen to that robot? And then I went down this tube, found out that it was just some of those extra life dice, and I was like, fuck extra life dice. Those are for suckers, and Raktar is not a sucker. Although, let me tell you what, in one of the coming up stars that I do today in this episode, I prove that I am truly a sucker. But for now, that doesn't matter. By the way, I sort of cut right here because I didn't... Once again, I'm cutting out the part where I'm figuring out what to do, and I just cut straight to the solution because I'm like, why even bother? But yeah, as you can see, that switch makes the chomps come at you, but I didn't have that thing in the right place because I'm a dumbski. But yeah, basically this whole concept, this is a concept now that actually sticks around for the rest of the level, where you're all just trying to lead chomps through more and more complex obstacle courses, and it's pretty badass. It's a very fun little level. And by the way, also later in this episode, you have to do this part right here, but you have to do it with cosmic clones, and holy fuck, is it like one of the most challenging things ever. I like hated the cosmic clones. I'm so sad though, like when I do this, that I get rid of my sweet commentary, or when I have technical errors. So that, like, there was one time when I had to do 2 Ocarina of Time episodes, and it was the worst time to do it too because it was in the water temple. So I had to go through 2 whole water temple episodes, which took a lot of editing, by the way, because there was just so much crap where I was trying to be like, keys, gotta figure out all the shit with these keys. And it was just awful. It was so bad. But anyways, yeah, the reason I kind of showed this whole part right here is because I wanted to show that I was clearing off the path, because in my head, I was like, this is going to be a lot easier if I just make sure that there's no enemies on the way, and that way when I'm actually trying to lead this dude back, my life will not be challenging. But right there, I kind of did that in a stupid way, but luckily the chomp cleared shit off for me, and then, as you can see, fuck upville USA Raktar style, because I don't give a fuck. Actually, you know, it's because I give too much of a fuck to not suck. But yeah, I didn't show this switch at the beginning, like very much what it did, because when I was editing, I was like, oh, I don't need to show that switch, because you'll see it again at the end when I actually go to get that freaking star. And as you can see, freaking star was indeed gotten, champ style all the way. I think I did that in only, yeah, I just showed it solid, 1 attempt, no biggie. But if that had taken me more than 1 attempt, I think it would have been really sad, because that's a pretty easy star to get. Like, dead serious, down-to-earth, super-tastic seriousness. That is not a star that I should be messing up on, and I didn't. But let me tell you, like I said, in one of these upcoming Comet Medal stars, actually 2 of these upcoming Comet, there's a lot of Comet Medal stars upcoming in this episode. I totally fucked it up, but I'm actually, here we go. I'm really happy because in this episode I get to, I think this is the first time I featured a Daredevil star. And so Daredevil stars, I've tried to explain them in the past, are the stars where you have to do something with only 1 hit, so you can't take more than 1 hit, and if you take 1 hit, you die. By the way, as you can see, I got this help wanted letter from Guillermo on the Boulder Bowl Galaxy. This is actually something that, and whoa, that was a quick cut. So yeah, I just kind of go straight here. Guillermo's waiting for you. There's got a star in exchange for the deadliest game. No, not humans. So it's actually not the deadliest game, because as we know, the deadliest game is humans. He wants you to catch a Goomba. So basically, yeah, the Goombas are hidden in these rocks. What makes this star really tough is leading the Goomba. You have to not take hits from the Goomba, which is really annoying. And then B, the Goomba will get crushed by boulders and chomps. So you have to keep the Goomba, like, it's so tough. You have to not accidentally kill the Goomba, and you also have to keep it away from the boulders and chomps. What I didn't show was actually that I spent a lot of time, like, clearing off most of the planet. Like, I tried to clear off as many enemies and boulders as possible, and even then, the fucking Goomba got 2 hits. That was actually my 3rd attempt on that, too, so I cut out all the times I, like, died. Well, it wasn't that I died. 1 attempt, I didn't die, I killed the Goomba. Another attempt, I died. And so I was like, I'll just cut straight to the attempt where I do it with 1 life remaining. That was a pretty ridiculous little challenge, but now I finally completed this galaxy. I've been waiting for that star to pop up for a long time now, actually, because somebody kept on informing me that it existed in the comments. Archmage Gold Studios kept on being like, Raktar, you should get this star, and I wanted to get it too, because I wanted to complete it, so I was very thankful to that person for giving me the tip, but then when the star didn't exist, I was like, damn it, why isn't it there yet? And then I realized, apparently, this guy's racist towards Guillermo's. Like, look at that fucker, he's like, yeah, he's like, don't bring one of those Gearmos back to you. And here it is, though, the first Daredevil star. And it's on a tough star, too, but what's funny is this is like my 5th try that I actually show on camera. And so, it looks like I'm awesome at this star, by the way, because I just come in here and it looks like on the first attempt, look at that, I hit both of his things. I was doing unbelievably well on this attempt, but like I said, don't get the wrong idea and think that I'm like totally awesome at this boss, because I absolutely, yeah, his hammer just fucking blocked the thing. I did terribly on this, so even though it looks like I'm a total badass, this was like my 5th attempt, and so I was really well practiced at getting through this first phase. I was just like, okay. Because you know when you're playing a game, like the more you just do something, you keep on getting super good at the early attempts, and then you just still suck at the other attempts, and that's basically what happened to me here, is I was like, okay, I got this. And no matter how hard I tried, I thought maybe you could get him in one phase without him turning around there, but no matter what I did, I couldn't do it. I'm sure if some speedrunner was playing this game, they would be like, Rektar, you're so dumb, it's totally possible to get him all in one phase without him turning around, but out of my, like, 5 attempts, I never got it, so it was tough. What's funny, I guess, I didn't cut this in such a way that you see that you die in one hit, but it's pretty obvious if you look at my life. It just shows 1. So yeah, you take 1 hit and you're fucked. By the way, the reason I spit off that first one is because I didn't want it blowing up in my mouth while I waited for him to bend down in front of me. And so I do that both times in this attempt, because in an earlier attempt I actually died because I kept the bullet bill in my mouth for too long. And so I was like, strategies. And by this time I like knew all the strats. I knew that I had to like get rid of that bullet bill, but also I wanted to eat it so it wouldn't murder me. So I feel like I actually did a pretty good job at that. But like I said, 5th try, so good job is a very relative term, since I didn't do like good the first time. So don't think I'm awesome. Or do. It's okay to think I'm awesome, but that was a pretty horrible thing for me. What actually, I think that did not take me as many tries as the Cosmic Clone one that's coming up, but also there's another one that's coming up that took me... Oh, it's just a normal star, too. Oh, it's so... Luckily, the magic of editing makes this next star coming up look like I did humanly well, as though I'm not a total failure. Otherwise, I would be super embarrassed. Yep, here comes Spring into the Chomp Works. There's a fucking spring suit. Oh, man. So, of all the suits in this game, the suit that I gotta say I hate the most personally, and it's probably just because I suck at using it, like, there's no legitimate reason for me to hate the spring suit, other than the fact that I just absolutely despise using it, and I'm bad at it. And, you know, the thing about human beings is they tend to hate things they're bad at, because why would you like something that you're bad at? You don't want to do that. So as you can see, basically the way the spring suit works, there's sort of a certain timing about it, where as you're landing, you want to hit A, and that'll make it so you get a super high jump. But I just could not seem to master that sort of timing, and so this part right here killed me. I think I lost at least 8 lives. What's interesting though is there's an extra life above the flag, and I had to keep collecting that, so the number of deaths I had here it's proportionally not even easy to see, like how much of my extra lives I lost, just because I had to keep on going back for that 1 extra life, because I was afraid that if I didn't, I would eventually get a game over. By the way, you'll notice I'm jumping. This is actually a cool trick. You can jump off of the Gearmos heads, and that'll keep you straightened out. And I had to do that. Like, I had to just keep on fucking jumping off that Gearmos head, because I knew that if I would lose control. And as you can see, I still almost lost control on that bridge, and I almost fucking biffed it down into a thing. Also, by the way, you'll notice an instant cut right there. That's because on my first attempt up this little tower, I fell all the way down to the bottom, so I was like, might as well just cut all the way down to me being at the bottom. And then on the second attempt, I did okay. I think towards the end of this, I finally started to master the spring suit, which is good, because there are more spring suit levels coming up, so it's a good thing that I was able to actually finally get this shit down. Because if I had not been able to, that would have totally sucked, just since there's so many... I'm pretty sure that none of the suits in this game appear only once, so I admit you must try to be good with pretty much all of them. And by the way, when you finish that, of course you get a spring suit in the engine room, because for some reason we like to keep that engine room museum. And that's why Mario landed in the engine room and not somewhere else, because, yep, Big Fatty has to be like, oh, look, you got the thing. Oh, except for, is that a Luma saying that? No, it's Big Fatty. Yep. Does it make a big boing sound when you poke it? So basically, I don't know if he's, like, making a penis joke or what, but here we are. Oh, this mission. Cosmic Clones in the Chomp Works. This mission, I cut it so it looks like I do it in, like, one try, but this mission took me like 10 tries, and there's no extra life here, so I got down to 2 extra lives. As you can see, I switched to Luigi in this level because it offered it, and of course, I always let Luigi have his time to shine because it's the year of Luigi. Yeah, but as you can see, I already made one cut, and that was basically me cutting out all the deaths that there have been up to this point. So what makes this episode, or this mission, really tough is the fact that you have to wait around on things to get the chomp over them. And the problem with waiting around in Cosmic Clone missions, of course, is that the Cosmic Clones are going to be coming after you the whole time in the exact path that you're going, so waiting around is basically guaranteed death. So you have to do really interesting movement patterns where you like move a little, wait a little, move a little, wait a little, and eventually, after, like I said, probably 10 attempts of this, like literally, I'm sure it was about 10 attempts, I finally just learned a good movement pattern. And even then, as you can see, I got my ass kicked. Right here, I actually died one time when I almost had it, because I was running around that thing in a circle, but obviously with 5 Cosmic Clones coming around and you're going in a circle, eventually you're gonna get your ass kicked by the Cosmic Clones, and that's exactly what happened to me. But, yep, as you can see, through the Hollywood magic of editing, it looks like I got the whole thing in one attempt. So, that was probably, of all the stars that I got today, I'd say that was most definitely the hardest one. Like, that star was seriously so freaking tough. And with that, though, I'm gonna end this weird episode of Weird Commentary right here. This has been Raktar. Thank you for watching.